Okay, finally, here it is, the RBJ Game Company Giant. This guy is 175 millimeters tall and pays homage to that old school GW Giant that everybody wanted but nobody could afford. Well, RBJ Game Company is running a Kickstarter right now. There's about 5 days left, and you can purchase this Giant through the Kickstarter for only $100. It's 175 millimeters tall. He's massive with tons and tons of options. They also sent me some of their tabletop minis in their female Amazon line. This is Athena, and then this is an Amazon Warrior. And Athena's cast in metal. The female Amazon Warrior, she's cast in kind of like a resin plastic. She's very durable and won't break really that easy. So if you drop it from time to time just because you have butterfingers, this will not break. Obviously the metal could get damaged or bend, and then the resin Giant itself is traditional resin, so you definitely want to take care with the Giant and not drop him if you can avoid that. They also sent me these really cool columns. They sent me a set of these, and these are kind of like the Greek columns. You can use them for your role-playing or tabletop wargaming, and they make great terrain pieces. And another thing they sent me was this cool little owl in mid-flight, and this is part of their Amazon range. It's some kind of familiar pet, and he's swooping in. You can see the detail in the face there and in the feathers, and he comes with a little flight stand, so mount him on his base and then you can mount him on the flight stand. Very cool stuff, and they all come with round lip bases, as you can see. And let's take a closer look at the Giant. Oh, just to touch base, this is a 200 millimeter plastic base that comes with the Giant. It is massive. It's as big as my hand. My hand is 200 millimeters exactly, so it's as big as my hand. And then over here, let's take a look. We'll start from the feet up, and we have his legs, and this is everything. Let's get rid of these guys and put the legs back. But you can see this is everything you get for the $100. It's a 175 millimeter Giant from RBJ Game Company. They're running the Kickstarter. You got about 5 more days, and you get all these options. For his right hand, you get this huge club. It's got runes on it, or a mallet. It's just massive. You get this really cool bell weapon. Probably ripped it off of a church or something to that effect. You've got this cool tree stump. You've got a bare hand, so if you just want him to have a hand, give him a hand. You have another hand, and he's got a rock. Every Giant needs missile weapons. Big old boulders is a great way to kill adventurers that are annoying you. It comes with 2 sets of arms, so you have your options. Also on the pose, depending on the weapon. I think the bell, you have to use the arm that is lower because the bell rests on the ground, sort of like this. And then same thing with this side. You get the same options. He can be wielding 2 weapons at once, so you can have him with the 2 clubs, or you can have him with a tree stump and maybe the mallet. So very cool. Let's take a look at the legs and the feet. So here you go. You get 1 foot that's wrapped in chains, and he's got a arched door as the base of his sandal. Then this other one looks like he's wrapped in leathers right there, and he's got another door for the base. And then here's his waist area, the hips. So this is the front. So you've got a giant anchor, because every Giant needs an anchor. You got a bunch of shields from all the brave heroes that were foolish enough to challenge him or get caught. You got some piggies. Every Giant needs some food, so there's some piggies on his back. You got some swords, looks like some swords he's collected, and some shields. And we got a victim right here with his hand trying to get out of the pouch. So lots of detail on this, lots of patchwork stitched together. Here's the torso. These are 2 halves, and they have little nubs all around and then little divots, and they just fit together just like that, real easy. You might need to fill the gap on the seams a little, but that's to be expected on large monsters. Let's check out the arms. So here's one arm. This guy has chains wrapped around his wrist. And then let's just get a close-up of the hand so you can see that. Look at those fingernails. Gnarled up hand. Very cool. Alright, the heads. Let's start with the middle one here. We've got your Chaos Giant here. He's got the Chaos horns, jagged teeth, scar going across his forehead. Very cool. You can use this with any kind of tabletop gaming. Let's go with this guy next, the Cyclops. Alrighty. Yeah, Cyclops, he's ready to kill some adventurers. Except for Sinbad. Sinbad always wins against the Cyclops. Alright, and then we've got your traditional giant head here, the bald, scathing, angry giant. Looks kind of like Yul Brynner. If Yul Brynner was a giant, yeah. Alright, here's another guy. He's got your ponytail on the top with a bushy mustache and bushy eyebrows. He's kind of got that growl going out the lower lip. Very cool looking. Let's get a back view of this. Oh, there's a back view. Very cool. And last but not least, looks like we have a homage to Time Bandits. We've got kind of a pirate giant. He's got an eye patch, one good eye, gap between his teeth or missing teeth with a boat for a hat or helmet. You can see the top of his head. That's where you're gonna plunge the giant syringe with the sleeping potion so you can knock the giant out. Alright, so this is it from RBJ Game Company. They're running their Kickstarter right now. $100. Pledge $100 and you're gonna get this 175mm giant. It comes supplied with the 200mm base too. I mean, just tons and tons of options here. You could magnetize these. You can use all the different types of heads and weapons depending on what you're using the giant for. Or you could buy multiple giants and, you know, have a ton of different looking, you know, evil monsters running around the tabletop. So that's it. I appreciate everybody checking it out and, you know, support the little guys. They need it the most. Thanks.